Get my 6. What's up, everybody? First of all, it's a goose and a crow. Have our little own aviary up here above me today. All right, first of all, can you believe it's only 46 days until Christmas? See how easy that was to fix? Because you can count down the days with this little block set. You can get these from our Etsy store. Links in the description box below. But listen, I know that typically when I'm out here doing yard work, making these videos in which somehow millions and millions of people have come to watch my yard work. Watch potentially for the Bigfoot Sasquatch that may or may not be in the background of the video while I'm doing my yard work. You're looking for a different type, another monster today. This is awesome. Got to tell you this story. Absolutely true story. So let's see, how's this lay of the land? We got a trail that comes out up here, out of the woods, and then it loops around. Here's a little, these are a bunch of apple trees, but they've lost their leaves, most of them for the year. And then we got a trail going up that way to the center part of the property back into the woods where we have our family campground. Well, I was out here stacking firewood yesterday. I'm doing a ton of firewood. It's finally starting to get cold at night. It's going to start burning soon. And I'm going back. I'm using a sled, hauling firewood down here, stacking it. I go back, and right here in this middle of the area was this monstrous 8-point buck, white-tailed deer, a big 8-point. And you can't really tell maybe from the depth perception of the camera, but from where I was standing, it was 25 to 30 yards away, just staring at me. Staring at me, but looking back behind it like it was nervous. And then while I was just standing there, it just walked up that trail, kept going, started kind of at a trot. So I'm like, wow. And I know the bucks are in rut this time of year, so they're being kind of stupid. They're out chasing does. This is where you'll see so many dead deer in the road this time of year, mostly because if a doe crosses a road and that buck's following her, he's going to go right behind her. He doesn't care if a tractor trailer's coming. He's just following that doe. Then that's why you see so many dead bucks, especially in late October through mid to late December. So anyway, he goes on his way. I get another load. I come up and I hear something coming through the woods, and I'm like, maybe somebody's hunting that deer. Maybe they're getting ready to cross onto my property. Who is this that's coming? Well, I look over, and guys, I will be 49 at the end of the month. I've lived in Virginia for many years. This is my second time living in the state, many years. I grew up in West Bygod, Virginia, where I spent, if I was awake, I was in the woods. I was hunting. I was fishing. I was mountain biking, running, hiking, camping. I am an avid outdoorsman. I have seen probably thousands of deer in my life, a lot of bucks, the males. I've harvested several of them. Yesterday, 30 yards away from where I was stacking firewood, 4 minutes after seeing this monstrous 8-point, I saw what I swear on my life is the biggest white-tailed buck I've ever seen in my life. And this is terrible because I know I have people that live out this way that watch my videos. Some of them troll me online, some of them physically, but we've got certain people on camera doing certain things. So I know they're going to see this, and this probably isn't good for this animal that I'm disclosing this information. But I know my property's posted, and everybody around me, nobody lets people hunt here, and that's probably why this thing is here. I saw the biggest buck I've ever seen in my life. If you could imagine my arms, it's starting to warm up a little bit. Okay, I'm not a big guy. I'm like average size, average height. But listen, if you could imagine taking my arm at the shoulder and disconnecting it and putting it on my head, this deer's antlers were literally the size of my arms. I'd never seen anything like it, ever. And I killed the biggest deer I ever killed was an 11-point buck back in West Bygod, Virginia. The base of the antlers were so big I couldn't touch the ends of my fingers when I ran. It was a monster. This thing made that thing look like a miniature. And it was right there. And it was, right now it's 8:35. It was sometime between 8 and 9. Because I do a little bit of work as I go. And so anyway, You're not just looking for the potential Bigfoot Sasquatch that may or may not live in the woods back here behind my house today. I'm running this camera, and I was talking off and on. There was no school yesterday. It was election day, and my son came out and yelled at me. Breakfast was ready just before this, 10 minutes before. I said, yeah, I'll get there. Let me get a little bit more work done. So they don't care that I'm out here, that I've been talking. And I told everybody I talked to yesterday. We had football practice yesterday. I told Coach about it and some others. I want to get this thing on camera. So you watch, and they can be standing like right there, and you won't see them unless they move. Okay. Now, with all this said, I want to point out that today's video is being brought to you in part by, partly, Amazon Basic Care Ibuprofen. You can get these ibuprofen tablets, 200 milligram, 500 per bottle, for like $12.52 on Amazon. How do I know? I know because I ordered some last night. That's why I've got the little makeshift wrapper here. I made this. Hey, I'm still working on my artwork, like the Christmas blocks. But, yeah, I stacked a lot of wood yesterday. Then for 2 hours, I played football with a bunch of 11-year-old and 12-year-old kids. And so I'm a little stiff. I'm a little sore. Hot shower, stretching. Beautiful bride dearly, a.k.a. Giggly Girl, gave me some massage. But I still am stiff, a little sore. Remember earlier I mentioned I'm going to be 49 this month? Listen, you can get these on Amazon. I'm going to put my affiliate link in the description box of the video below this video, because I know a lot of you folks use this. It's a common product, and it's only $12.52, which brings them to 3 cents per tablet. If you were to compare this to the leading brand, Advil, not sponsored, you're looking at, for a 500 tablet bottle, $38.33. This is a price from Kroger, 0.0766. So almost 8 cents per pill. The Amazon Care, and it's ibuprofen. The active ingredient is all the same. 3 cents versus almost 8 cents. So, affiliate link is in the description box below. And thank you for all of your support, everybody that goes through my affiliate links. If you don't need Advil, but you know somebody else that might, get some for them. Or if you've got somebody that's got a birthday coming up, and of course Christmas, don't forget Amazon gift cards. You can purchase Amazon gift cards. I'll give you that link as well. Yeah, I've got one of these on the way too for Giggly Girl. In the amounts of $1 up to $2,000. So, links there as well. All shameless self-promotion aside. Of course, after I take a drink of ice cold water from my Stanley Trigger Action Travel Mug Thermos, I'll put the link in there too, like dozens of you are buying these things. Because it keeps the colds and the hots all day long. I'm going to stack some wood. So yeah, you die-hard, long-time followers, go ahead and look for him, hurry or they. But everybody, watch for that monster buck. I was so like in awe, I didn't even count the times. But it had to have been a 12-point. Remember, just because they're monsters doesn't always mean they're like 38 points. That would typically make them a non-typical type buck. It might have only been a 10-point as well, but it was just huge. I've never seen a deer this big, and it came out right while I was stacking wood. So keep your eyes open. I'm going to get some footage here and see if we can get it on film. It's a monster. You know, my wife is great. She is concerned about my back. And listen, she can't keep up with me. I'm 14 years older than her, but she's 34. She thinks 40. She just turned 35. I'm getting ready to turn 49. She thinks I'm old. She's always like, don't work too hard. You just drag a bunch of firewood down to the end of the piles where they pile and just dump them out, and then I'll go out later and stack it. She does that all the time. I'm like, honey, come on. I'm like running 30 to 40 miles a week. I lift weights. I can do the, oh, yeah, I'm worried about your back. And I'm like, okay, honey, you know, you are right. I am getting old. Shh, don't tell her our secret. I don't know how sensitive your ear pods or earbuds or headphones might be, but when I started stacking and I stood up for a second, it's because I heard a growl. Now, deer grunt, I'm familiar with the sounds of deer grunts. It wasn't a deer grunt. I heard a growl, and then you might have noticed something running across the trail. Shortly after I stood up, that was a rabbit. Something growled up there that wasn't a deer, and then a rabbit got scared and ran across the trail. Here, I thought we were looking for the monstrous white-tailed buck that crossed through my yard yesterday while I was stacking firewood. Alas, it turns out we may or may not be waiting for the potential Bigfoot Sasquatch to make an appearance, the one that may or may not live in the woods behind my home. You know, More geese. They're heading south too, due south. Yep, good time to be getting out here doing this firewood. Geese letting us know winter's coming. While I went over there to do a tree knock simulation, I noticed this piece of wood is so long it ain't gonna fit my wood stove. So, it's a daggone good thing I brought with me today, my handy dandy Natitty 6-inch. I always feel like I'm saying a bad word when I say the name of the song. I have to look to make sure it's not like some sort of Freudian slip. That's what they call it, Natitty. Na means no in Visayan and Tagalog in the Philippines. So anyway, well, actually it means the. So it's the titty. But nah, it's Natitty. Let me shorten this down here right quick. So see, I told you I always wear this colored gloves. And when you get this song, I'll put the affiliate link in the description box below. I am now an honest to God bona fide Natitty affiliate, and I want to thank the tons of you who've been buying these little saws. They come in different colors, but they also come with work gloves that were gray, the ones I got. I said it was nice because I usually wear the same color as this, and I can't tell where the saw ends and my hand begins. But they have them in chartreuse, which is my favorite color as well. Let me shorten this thing up here real quick. There. It'll fit now. I had to support it on the ground. I couldn't, it was too heavy for me to do that. But I'll put the link to this in the description box, plus a coupon code, and you can get 8% off. These are awesome. It's as awesome as cold water in my Stanley Trigger Action Travel Mug Thermos while I'm doing hard work. Keep watching. Definitely hearing something back there. It's either a deer walking around in the leaves making his way down through the meadow, or it's a Bigfoot Sasquatch doing a belly crawl, trying to get closer to see what the hell I'm doing. You think they know I'm just stacking firewood by now, but they're curious creatures just like the wildlife. I tell you, you want to know another benefit to getting your ibuprofen from Amazon, from the Amazon Basic Care ibuprofen. Aside from the fact it's less than half the price of the leading brand, I don't have to go nowhere. I mean, I live half an hour out of town. This is going to come to my mailbox tomorrow. No, I had a few of these left. I took them out. I'll be fine for today, but 48 hours at most. In most places, they just deliver it to your door with Amazon Prime. If you don't have a membership, that's okay. I'll put the link for the Amazon Prime membership down there in the description box below so you can join up. But you get free delivery, usually within 2 days. So that saves me an hour driving right there. 30 minutes down, 30 minutes back. That's an hour. I mean, so I don't have to go anywhere today. I can stack firewood all day and get my back nice and sore so that when they get here, I'll be even more prepared to use them. Time. No one takes into consideration their time, you know? Run to the store for this. Run to the store for that. I know yuppies that live out this way, because a lot of yuppies like to live in the country. I don't know why. But they'll run into town 2 or 3 times a day. Once for milk, once for ibuprofen, and like, damn it, I forgot the bread. With gas prices the way they are, man, whatever. Okay, back to work. You know what I'm going to do? Because I really do want to get this big freaking buck on camera. I take naps every afternoon. And I usually nap in a hammock over here. You know, the one I woke up all tangled up in the beginning of October Nights Part. I was about to say the name Jim Brown, and we had a strange flash of light. You think he's come back around here? Maybe going to whisper some stories for part 3 in my ear? Well, anyway, sometimes I'll just take a sleeping bag and a little military-style cot we have up to the campground. I think I'm going to do that today, and I'm going to take my phone with me. And because sometimes I'll wake up and there'll just be deer there. Sometimes they wake me up snorting or walking around me. I'm going to get video footage of this guy sometime between now and the time the year's out. They shed their horns in February usually, so we got several months left. I'm going to try to get this guy on film. So check back in for it. And of course, you never know what we may or may not get on film around here. There's some really weird things around here. So with all this said, go buy the titty saw, and check out the link for this lesson. Jim Brown, is that you? See y'all for more next time. Jim Brown. What? Part 3? You're kidding me.